Welcome back. Health Minister Mary Isaac is fiercely defending the national award that was bestowed to her and her colleague, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George, on Independence Day.
On Monday, February 22nd, St. Lucia's 42nd Independence Day, making the list of awardees appointed to the Order of St. Lucia under the Public Services Long Service Award category was Health Minister Mary Isaac, who had previously spent the majority of her career in the civil service, including her 6-year stint from 2009 to 2015 as the president of the Civil Service Association. On Thursday, Isaac was involved in a brief back and forth with the local media as she defended her award.
Are you concerned about the optics, considering that you are sitting Minister of Government, you're in the Island Chancellor cabinet? Are you concerned about the appearance of any conflicts with you receiving that award?
Are you saying that that has never been done before, where a sitting minister got an award? And also, are you saying that because a person is a sitting minister, parliamentarian, or whatever it is, that the person ought not to be recognized?
No, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that there is the appearance of a conflict there. So are you concerned about that?
Don't you think there is merit?
Well, that's not for me to determine. I wasn't following your tenure in the public service, but I'm just asking you, frankly, yes, you're a sitting cabinet minister, and maybe you may have served a certain amount of time in the public service prior to.
I am still serving as a public servant.
The minister also defended the award bestowed onto her colleague, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George, who received the St. Lucia Gold Medal of Honor for eminent service rendered in the field of public health and healthcare.
When people go above their call of duty, and in that case the CMO has done so much more, okay? I believe that they ought to be recognized. We don't just recognize people after they die. We ought to recognize people, and that is a problem in St. Lucia. We don't want to give people credit where credit is due. We don't like it when other people rise up. We do not applaud our people. We do not appreciate the efforts of our people. And as a result of that, sometimes a lot of people get demotivated and just, throw caution to the wind.
Isaac said the efforts that both herself and the CMO have put into the service is too extensive to detail. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Opposition Senator Giovanni Ferdinand has sided with the National Association of Early Childhood Practitioners in its call for more to be done for the sector.
The National Association of Early Childhood Practitioners says the sector has been neglected when it comes to planning and adjusting being done by the Ministry of Education when it comes to education during the COVID-19 pandemic. Opposition Senator Giovanni Ferdinand says it is clear that there has been no effort by officials to address the plight of the sector.
In all of the arrangements, adjustments and protocols that have been established, there seems to be no attention being paid to the early childhood education as a part of the education unit. Don't forget that early childhood education is the foundation of our education system, and these preschoolers are not in school. They, as administrators, some of them run private organizations, so they are not getting any assistance from the government. I believe that the current model that's been used by the government is severely affecting the early childhood department.
Ferdinand is calling for the Ministry of Education to return to the drawing board and ensure that there is inclusivity of all units in the sector. He says this is particularly important given the role that early childhood development plays in the life of a student.
So I think there is need for them to review that and ensure that there is inclusiveness, because you cannot isolate early childhood from the entire education sector. We have primary schools that have been out, secondary schools, so Arthur has made adjustments. And don't forget, with online learning, the early childhood model will tell you that children in that age group, they basically learn through play and interaction. That is more or less direct person-to-person interaction. So if you cannot facilitate that through your current protocols, you have to make arrangements to accommodate the early childhood educators and the children.
He says quick and earnest attention needs to be given to the early childhood development sector, as research has shown that the early years are the most crucial during the formative years of a child's life. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Janine Gonzalez.
More schools across the island are benefiting from the ICT for Educational Development project in partnership with the Taiwanese Embassy. The Patricia D. James Secondary School was the latest beneficiary as it launched its smart classroom.
With the shift in education to online learning, St. Lucia is moving full steam ahead with its enhancement of ICT in education. The onset of COVID-19 has catapulted the shift, and with the help of the Taiwanese Embassy, smart classrooms are popping up across the country. The latest installment of smart classrooms was at the Patricia D. James Secondary School. The Taiwanese Embassy furnished the institutions with electronic devices for use in the classroom.
ICT in Education project is a significant initiative implemented by the government of Taiwan and St. Lucia to build smart classroom in St. Lucia and empowers teachers and students by embedding ICT into teaching and learning experiences. There are many development priorities for a country, but education is of the paramount importance.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Michelle Charles, says with every smart classroom commissioned, the ministry moves closer to its goal for e-education in St. Lucia.
For us, occasions such as these really show that we are moving in the right direction, and these actions are well aligned with the vision of the ministry in that matter. Of course, at the Ministry of Education, we have a broad ecosystem of e-education, and this is just one component of it. But every time it happens, I recognize that we are definitely doing the right things for our students and for our teachers.
The acting school principal is elated for the donation.
We are proud to be recipients of the numerous pieces of equipment which will form part of our smart classroom. I must tell you, Mr. Ambassador, my teachers, along with the principal and the vice principal, we are bubbling with excitement, and we cannot wait to start face-to-face instruction to really interact with these devices.
The school was furnished with Chromebooks, tablets, laptops, projectors, and screens for use in the smart classroom. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. The latest weather forecast is up next.